Johnny Depp's parents, they divorced when he was 15 years old. So it's really no accident that he became a rebel at an early age. In fact, when he was 15 years old, he had his sights set on being a rock star. He formed a rock and roll group called Six Gun Method. And by 16, he had dropped out of high school and he had his sights set on being a rock star. Well, that didn't work out too well. From there, he struggled, like any young high school dropout. In fact, he had a job as a telemarketer, and he was actually selling pens, writing pens. And I think that's where he started developing his acting chops, because here he is, he's anonymous, he's trying to sell you a phone, so he had some fun with the job, and he started creating different characters while he was selling pens. Still, he wasn't where he was at. 20 years old, he's selling pens as a telemarketer. Didn't quite cut it for him, but romance entered the picture. And at an early age, he married Lori, who became Lori Depp. And she was here in LA. They got together. They stayed married for a few years, maybe, I guess. Not more than 2, I don't think. So while Johnny was married to Lori Ann, she was acquainted with a young actor named Nick Coppola, who later changed his name to who we all know as Nick Cage. Nick and Johnny Depp hit it off, and Nick suggested that he try this acting thing out. And really, the rest is history. Johnny Depp's first big role, his debut as a movie actor, was a principal in Nightmare on Elm Street, and he tore it up. It was a great debut for him, and the movie became a cult classic. Johnny Depp's follow-up to Nightmare on Elm Street was in a cheesy 1980s sex romp comedy called Private Resort. I've never seen it, but apparently there's one take in the movie where he's showing his naked butt. Not exactly what you want to become known for in your second movie. He was cast in another film, and this one was Oliver Stone's Platoon. He had a small role in that, small but memorable. He's starting to build up his cachet in Hollywood now as a serious actor. He's pretty hot in Hollywood, and this is every actor's dream. He's cast in a major network television series called 21 Jump Street, and he was basically the star of this show. But to say that Johnny Depp didn't want to be a teen idol, that in a way is actually an understatement. Because at one point, it's not only the droves of young teeny boppers, following him around everywhere. He actually got a fan letter from some girl who basically said, listen, either show me some affection or I'm going to commit suicide. That's serious, and it shook him up a little bit. And that's another reason why he was glad to move on from a network television series where he was a teen idol. Everything he didn't want to be. Now he's working with the great John Waters in the film Crybaby. Crybaby didn't do too well at the box office, but once again, like Nightmare on Elm Street before that, this movie in that particular genre, the crazy John Waters genre, became a cult classic as well. In 1993, Johnny Depp and a couple of his pals opened up the infamous Sunset Strip nightclub called the Viper Room. Loses his friend River Phoenix. Nobody saw this coming. He did what he could. And what he did was he closed the club down, offered it up to River's fans as a place where they could create a memorial. By 1994, I would say that Johnny Depp's mourning period was over and he was bouncing back big time. In fact, he did the movie Ed Wood with his muse, Tim Burton, and his career really took off by 1994. No question about it. So Johnny Depp is globetrotting as a working actor at this point. and he finds himself abroad in Paris. And he walks into a cocktail party, and from across the room, he sees this beautiful model, actress, hyphenate, Vanessa Paradis. And the chemistry is instantaneous with both of them. Johnny had already been stung with this marriage thing, right? So even though Vanessa Paradis was the love of his life, they didn't get married. They did, however, have 2 children. And as a testament to Johnny, and I'm not going to say that he was still young, I'm not going to say he was softening with age, but one thing that became realized was this guy had a real soft spot for children. And I think that having kids with Vanessa actually kept them together for the long run. 2003 rolls around, Vanessa, Johnny, and the kids, they're all in LA, and lo and behold, he gets the role of a lifetime. He is cast in the Disney movie, the first of the franchise, Pirates of the Caribbean, as the iconic Jack Sparrow. Now, when I say cast, it's not like there weren't reservations at the studio. I mean, this was a Disney picture, and here's Johnny Depp. He's invoking the spirit of Keith Richards on a bender, for God's sakes. And the studio was like, whoa, I mean, he's drunk, he's effeminate, he's this, he's that. What are we gonna do with him? Johnny stuck to his guns. He maintained that character throughout the film, and it blew up. Audiences loved it, and they still do to this day. Johnny was also very charitable, and particularly when it came to helping kids. He worked on a charity called Make a Film, where he got young, really sick children involved. It was like Make-A-Wish, except Make a Film. He got them involved with projects and made them really, really feel worthwhile. He did some good things. I mean, he was even known to show up spontaneously at Disneyland, at the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, where he actually, in costume, mix it up with all his delighted fans. So Johnny Depp, in his heart, was really a nice guy. So who is Johnny Depp? Well, he's certainly a great actor. We know that. He's a box office draw. He's a good father. His friends, by and large, say he's a great person, generous to a fault, and he just has this passion. Johnny Depp, he's a middle-aged movie star, and I don't see any kind of end in sight for his career. I think that he can only go up from here.